Hi, I'm Paul Bohn, senior partner at a full-service law firm of Fausone Bohn, located here in scenic Northville, Michigan. We represent a wide range of clients in the areas of business, environmental, probate, family, and criminal law. Today, I'm here with my longtime partner, Mark Mandell, who specializes in criminal law. Most people locally know Mark not just as a prominent criminal lawyer in a metropolitan area, but also on the football field as Coach Mandell, where he has coached high school football successfully, including several undefeated seasons for over 20 years. I'd like to ask Coach Mandell 4 questions about coaching and criminal defense. So to put it in football language, let's get started with 4 questions, otherwise known as 4 downs with Coach Mandell. Coach, what led you into coaching?
Paul, that's a great question. I love the way you put it by questions and downs. So I started playing Little League football. I played all the sports. I've always loved football. Here in the Northwest metropolitan area, I played for the North Farmington West Bloomfield Vikings. I graduated from North Farmington, which was always an excellent football program. Played a couple of years at Springfield College, and ultimately graduated at Michigan State. With the exception of my own dad, Doc Mandell, who was the team doctor at Farmington, Harrison, Northville, Wall Lake Western, Henry Ford, the biggest mentors in my life, again, with the exception of my dad, have been coaches, whether it be football coaches, baseball coaches, basketball coaches. They've just been great mentors. So for me, coaching gives me the opportunity to take back what I've learned in life, what I've learned in the courtroom, what I've learned as a criminal defense lawyer, what I've learned as a father, and give back to kids in a mentoring role as a football coach.
With your love of coaching and your lifetime involvement in sports, what's the crossover to criminal defense?
Paul, that's a great question. Being in a courtroom, people come to me all the time and make mistakes. Good people can make bad mistakes, and they need to be coached up. In essence, often the job of being a criminal defense lawyer requires being a life coach. You've got to navigate them through the extremely difficult process of the legal field, the concerns of the penalties associated with crime. And you know what? My goal is to get them back on the playing field of life and move on and not let that mistake define them.
Coach, I know you've handled lots of big cases. I've seen you on TV and I've heard you on the radio. But what's the biggest criminal case you've ever handled?
Again, Paul, 3rd down. That's a real good question. Biggest criminal defense case I first and foremost handle is the client that calls me, because that's the most important issue that they're facing. I've been practicing over 20 years. I've practiced as a prosecutor. I practiced as a criminal defense lawyer. And nothing is more concerning to a person when they come to you with their criminal problem. So for each individual that I represent, to me, that's the most important case of the day, of the week, or the month. Now, with that said, I would probably say the civil rights activist Sam Riddle, and then also the Congressman Thaddeus McCotter voting fraud case.
Coach, we're at the 4th down. I don't even like this question, being a University of Michigan graduate, but I'll ask it. On a lighter note, who's your favorite college football team?
All right, Paul, when it comes to college football, I love a lot of college football. I did graduate from Michigan State. I love Michigan State football. I love what Mel Tucker's doing up there. I love Coach D'Antonio. I used to not like Michigan, but I'll tell you what, after all of this COVID and everything, I give Jim Harbaugh a lot of props for standing up for the U of M football players. I know you're a U of M fan and graduate, so, U of M, MSU, I like both, but undoubtedly, when it comes to high school football, my number 1 team's the Northville Mustangs that I've coached at for over 20 years.
Thank you, Coach Mandell. Folks, I hope you tune back in for the next time we have 4 downs with Coach Mark Mandell.